Yo, what is up guys? Joker here bringing you another video, this time on Diablo 4, since its open beta is going on right now from March 24th through March 26th. Alright, firstly, let me go ahead and just start this off by saying that this is not going to be a purely negative video. This is going to be my first impressions. I have a level 25 rogue. I have about 13 hours in the beta, and I have a level 14 barbarian, and I still plan on playing for the rest of the weekend. This is more of just my first impressions of it and my thoughts, and just like the thumbnail says, why I feel like this game it really isn't going to be a competitor for Path of Exile, and the reasons I list are going to kind of go into that as well. So following that up, let me go ahead and actually explain what I mean by that. Why do I feel like this is not going to be a competitor for Path of Exile? Well, that one's kind of easy, honestly. And that's going to be because after my 14 hours of playtime in the game so far, it's giving me a lot more of a Lost Ark vibe than a Path of Exile vibe. Now, this may change when the end game comes out. This may change when seasons come out. But as of right now, this feels a lot like Lost Ark to me, and that's why I'm saying it's not going to be a competitor for Path of Exile the same way that Lost Ark's not a direct competitor for Path of Exile. Yes, they are similar because they have that top-down view, but the difference is Lost Ark is an MMO. It's not a hack and slash ARPG like Path of Exile is. So I feel like it's unfair to really compare D4 and Path of Exile. Maybe D4 and Path of Exile 2, or D4, Path of Exile 2, and Lost Ark. They're going to have some kind of triangle ARPG top-down MMO symmetry going on. But nah, this isn't going to compete just because it's a completely different type of play style from Path of Exile. I don't maybe MMO players, but not just generic ARPG players. I don't see Last Epoch or Path of Exile taking a major hit. All right, so with that first little part out of the way, now I can go into more of a little bit of an in-depth things that I liked and things that I didn't like about it, right? So a lot of the MMO features about Diablo 4 I'm really liking. Things like the world quest, the world bosses. I like how they changed and reworked the shrines. I like how they made elites and chests actually feel valuable and worth actually killing or clicking. The diversions and distractions, such as the dungeons, exploring the entire world map, the cellars, those are all really cool, as well as finding the Lilith statues for the permanent stat boost. Those are all things that I really enjoy about it so far. So thumbs up there. Those are all really cool things. But once again, those are not ARPG things. Those are MMO things. So that's why I once again was saying it's not really competing in that ARPG scene. It's more of just that top-down MMO, like Last Ark, like Lost Ark. Apart from that, now there's only one other thing that I have on my pro list, and it's the fact that the game does look good. The game does look nice, and the combat is very fluid. I guess those are two things, but that's pretty much the end of the pros list. So let's jump over to the cons. Oh, and one more thing, real quick, that I wanted to add. I forgot one more pro. It is essentially the legendary system. I really like what they did with the legendary system, where it's more of you need to find that perfect item, and then slamming the legendary power onto it seems like it is the last thing you do, that finishing touch to make your really good item into an oh my god, this is insane item. All right, and just before Before going into my final thoughts, let's hit up that cons list that I was talking about. These are all things that can be very niche and probably will be very easy fixes, or may not even be fixed, and it may just be because it's the beta. But it's going to be things like the inventory being entirely too small. I have to go to town after every dungeon I do just to salvage the amount of rares that I get. I do understand that it is in beta, so it may be turned up so we can see a lot of the things, but if it stays at this level, it's going to be really unhealthy for the game. A couple of other things are mainly just quality of life things. It's going to be things like letting us see the affix rolls on an item. I don't know if we can do that, but I haven't been able to figure out how to, as well as seeing the mod pool on specific items. Right now, I'm rolling a Thorns Barbarian, and it'd be really helpful if I was able to tell which pieces of gear can get either the highest tier of thorns, or like what's my best way of scaling thorns. Like if I had a way of telling what these affixes actually did. And I really only have two other complaints about it. One of them is going to be the permanent CC. You can actually be infinitely CC'd in the same spot, not able to move. One of the most tilting things that I have ever experienced in a game. And I don't know why they keep thinking that it's a good idea. If you think that we're too strong, that you have to infinitely CC us, maybe just turn down the power and get rid of the infinite CC. I'm pretty sure we'll deal with the reduction in power as long as we're not stuck in place for 15 seconds. Apart from that, the only thing is that it has started already feeling a little bit repetitive, and it's only 13 hours into the open beta. Now, I know this is a small fraction of the game that we are going to get. I completely understand that, but I just hope that the rest of the game isn't going to be grinding dungeons for legendaries like you did in D3 with the rifts, right? I really hope it's not that, because that only goes so long. And it brings me kind of to my final thoughts of the challenge seasons. What are they going to look like? I have no idea. If they make us recollect Lilith statues and all these things on a seasonal basis, I'm not doing that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the end of this video. Hopefully you stuck around until the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with this. We got a lot of stuff coming. We got 3.21 for Path of Exile. We got the official release of D4. We got another season of POE, and then we got POE 2, don't we? So, no, the announcement trailer. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. But that's pretty much it. Until next time, take care.